everyone, good afternoon and welcome to Basin Life. I'm Krista Escamilla. Happy Monday. I hope your Monday is treating you well and you have had a restful weekend and a good start to the work week. And I just want to say thanks for coming back for episode 2. We're so excited you're here. Thank you so much for being with us today. It's going to be a great show. Coming up, athletes are used to setting goals to stay on track and stay focused, right? But if there's one thing we've learned this year, staying on track looks and feels a little bit different. Today, our guest will share some exercises that you can do at home with your kids, your grandkids to stay fit and try to get a little back on track. Now, think back to your New Year's resolution. Was improving your finances on the list? Well, it's not too late. Today, we have a financial advisor joining us to discuss how we can finish the year strong despite the numbers 2020. And as the cold weather approaches, it is important to take a few preventative measures to protect your home through the chilly months. Today's surprise guest, and I'm so excited, he is going to join us to help us winterize your home. Plus, we're going to catch up on what he's been doing. But first, let's take a look at some of the community events that we're looking forward to this week. Okay, raise your hand if you've missed dropping your change in the dollar of dollars in the fireman's booth this year. Well, you're definitely not alone. Good news, though, you can still fill the boot virtually. That's right, the International Association of Firefighters and Professional Firefighters are doing a virtual Fill the Boot campaign, raising money for the Muscular Dystrophy Association. So instead of filling the boot at local intersections, all you have to do is go to www.filltheboot.nordrive.com. All right, Gifts of Hope is hosting their annual Pink the Park this Saturday, October 17th, with a parade at Momentum Bank Ballpark parking lot. Pink the Park is a tribute to those affected by breast cancer, a ceremony to support the fighters, admire the survivors, and honor the taken will be held. This year's speaker will be breast cancer survivor Linda Green. There are fun activities for the whole family. You can even purchase awareness shirts, and you can walk for free. I'll be there, and I hope you will be too. And here's a fun fact for the day. Back in 1938, filming began on The Wizard of Oz. Okay, everyone sing with me. Somewhere over the rain. Nobody? No one? Okay, thank you. I can't imagine not seeing that movie or even this line from the movie. You've always had the power, my dear. You just had to learn it for yourself. That's right. That is what Glinda the Good Witch tells Dorothy at the end of her journey in Oz as she was trying to make her way back home. Now, I really believe that is a good reminder for all of us. Follow the yellow brick road. Speaking of following, today, following Basin Life, Becky Ferguson will join us for her new show. Her show is called One Question, and this week she is asking the question, why go downtown? It's a good question. Can't wait to see all the wonderful interviews. We hope you'll join us for that as she takes us to downtown Odessa and downtown Midland. That's coming up today at 5 o'clock. Today in Children First, we welcome the owner of Norman Elite, Mr. John Norman. John, thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
You get to do one of my favorite things, work with kids.
Yes.
And I know working with kids for the past 6 months has really been different, right, during COVID times. But
Absolutely.
I think as a parent, we are always trying to get our kids to that next level.
Yes.
And that's what you get to do. Tell us a little bit about maybe how things have changed during COVID times.
Well, it's been interesting. When COVID first hit pretty big in March, I was working within the schools here in Midland, and I had to come up with something that would continue to keep kids active and keep them moving and things of that nature. And so one of the things I came up with was a virtual workout. And so we did virtual workouts. It was, basic movements and things like that to keep kids moving to where, you don't need a lot of equipment or things like that. You just can do those movements right there in the confinements of your own home.
And I love that. And that's what we're going to do today. We're going to talk about some of those things you can do, because I know a lot of parents still have their kids at home. They are doing school virtually or remote learning, but maybe they're not going back to leagues. I know football's back, yay.
Yes.
So a lot of kids are back in their leagues for football,
Right.
but there are some parents that are apprehensive about putting their kids,
Absolutely.
and we completely understand that. So today, John is going to give some wonderful tips and some exercises actually to do with your kids at home, and especially I know a lot of grandparents have the kids home during the day.
Yes.
That is easy and that they can do with them.
Absolutely.
Right? Okay,
Absolutely.
fantastic. I'm so excited. Now I'm wearing the heels today, so I don't know if I
Okay.
can do the exercise, but we have a great guest with us. Tell
Yes,
us
we
who's
do.
here.
So we have my son, Braylon Thomas, and he is 8 years old.
Come on up, buddy.
Braylon.
Thank you so much for coming. You're welcome. And Dad's gonna give us some exercises that we all can do together at home, right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
So what I have here is 2 cones, and we kind of spread them out just for a little reference.
Okay.
And you can get anything at home. It's all kinds of things within the kitchen, or some toys. You can just set them out there just as a points of reference.
Right.
And so we'll be doing a couple of exercises today, and one of the exercises is called a quick feet icky bounce. Okay, so Braylon will be starting over here on this side, and he'll be going to that cone, just staying within the cones, so it's a confined space, but you can still get this workout done. So go ahead and do the quick feet icky bounce, Bray. Remember to stay low. So he's going to be doing the quick feet and then bounding over side to side.
Oh, I love that. And how many of those do you do?
Well, we do it by time, and so
Okay.
we'll be doing it for like 30 seconds.
Okay.
All of these exercises will be timed, and it'll be a quick 30 seconds on each one. Okay, you can stop now, Bray. And it'll be quick 30 seconds on each
Good
one.
job.
And then we'll move to the shuffle tuck jumps. Shuffle tuck jumps. So you'll start on one side and you'll shuffle over, staying low, and then jump up. There you go, shuffle over and jump up. Great job, Bray.
Yes.
Good, last one. Good.
Good job.
So those are the shuffle tuck jumps that they can do. And what these exercises do is they kind of get your body warmed up, and but it's still using all of these functional movements within your body. So we do a lot of functional strength training, so where you don't use any weights or anything like that, but you just use your own body weight. Another one of the exercises we can do is the hand shuffle push-ups, Bray. So he'll be starting on one or starting in the middle, and basically you'll just shuffle over to
Okay.
one side and do a push-up, and then shuffle over to the other side and do a push-up. So those are the hand shuffle push-ups.
Rayleigh, do you think I could do that? See, I think this would be fun for parents and grandparents to do together. All right,
Yes.
so Brayley, you're going to show me what to do, okay? Ready, buddy? All right, tell me what to do. So
Slide over a little
I'm going to
bit.
shuffle left.
Yes.
Left.
Shuffle left, and then do a push-up.
Oh,
And then
okay.
shuffle to your right.
I think this might be one of those you do for 10 seconds. Oh, that is good.
Yeah.
And how many of those do you do?
10.
Give me a fist bump there. That is awesome. And just 2 of them get your heart rate going. I'll tell you that.
Yes, it does.
So those are 3 exercises you can do
Yes.
with your kids at home.
Absolutely.
It's a good bonding. You could do it together, get opposite of each other, and do it
Yes.
together, and really push each other. But more importantly is you're staying active, and I think
staying
that's the goal. What advice would you give? I know we're running out of time, so in closing, that you would give to parents and grandparents on really keeping their kids going and not staying in the room and staying on their technology.
On their technology,
Yes.
we have a lot of kids that play Fortnite.
Yes, I understand. I have one of those. Yes.
Yeah, so I just think it's very important, overall health-wise. It's important things like eating right, and it's also important things like staying active and keeping your body moving. If you're stagnant and just playing games and watching TV all day, then your body gets used to that. And then so if you are able to get out later on or things of that nature, then you wouldn't be prepared for it. This is a way of keeping prepared, keeping your body active, keeping your body healthy, and just staying in shape. It's just like a car. You want to keep the oil changed in your car so it can keep running longer and longer. So this is a way of maintaining that vehicle, your vehicle of your body.
I love that. Thank you so much for sharing. If someone wanted to find you and get more information, what's the best way to do that?
They can reach my website at www.normanelite.com. I have in my email, normanelite383@gmail.com. We're also on the social media websites, Facebook, Norman Elite on Facebook, and at Norman Elite 38 on Instagram.
Awesome. Thank you so much for being with us, and I wish you the best season. Keep up the good work. You're doing a great job, buddy. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you.
I think 2020 will go down as the year we all changed, and that means the way that you look at your finances has probably changed too. Coming up next, tips on controlling the things you can financially and not worrying about the things you can't. But first, here's a great quote to live by. Joining us now is Heather Garvin. She is a financial advisor with Foreman Financial. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you for having me.
Well, I know when everyone made their New Year's resolutions, they went out the door, probably March. But it's not too late to kind of rein things in now. What is it that we should be focusing on as we get ready to make the next New Year's resolutions here in a few months?
Well, the main thing I would consider is working with a financial advisor. A lot of people don't, they're trying to do it on their own. So, that's our job. That's what we do. We assist you with, every phase from savings to, when it comes time to taking your income. And that's where we really play a vital role is, helping you along those lines of where do we take the income first and working with you through your taxes on that. Through COVID, it's kind of brought up some good points of making sure your beneficiaries are in order. And we also work with you with your attorneys to make sure that you've got your power of attorneys and that your wills are also in place.
Right. So what you're saying is there are times to wing it and times to not wing it, and
Yes.
this is the time not to wing it.
This is the time not to wing it. That's right.
What's the second thing we need to focus on?
Being a part of your actual financial profile. I mean, everything that you've got, knowing what you have. We work with a lot of spouses, couples that the spouse doesn't know anything about what they have. Oh, my husband takes care of that. My wife takes care of that. Be a part, know exactly what you have, go to the meetings, look at the statements. Worst case scenario, you at least know who your financial advisor is so that if something comes up and you need something, you at least know who to go to, and then they can help with the rest.
Good advice, and because I think it's easy for us to just go, oh, well, that's not, and I know because I do this. That's not my forte.
Yes.
And let someone else, do it. But you do have to take an active role in.
Yes.
The third thing we're going to talk about today, which I think is so important because sometimes we become worrywarts, right?
Yes.
But there's sometimes you can't worry about things beyond your control. And we have an election coming up. I don't know if anyone's heard, but
It might be in the news a little bit, yeah.
But how does that play a role in our finances and what we should worry about and not worry about?
Well, what I think is to worry about the things you can control.
Right.
And don't worry about the things you can't. The election is something you can't control. You can't control the outcome of the election or the market's reaction to it. So you can control those first two things. The election's not something. Be prepared. Know that it's going to be volatile. It's going to be a rocky time over the next couple of months. And just be prepared to ride it out. Limit your exposure to anything that's going to cause you fear of the market. So if, watching every talk show and every news media outlet about your finances and the market and the election, their effect on the market. So just try not to sit and worry about it. And just know that no matter what happens, if a downturn occurs, it's going to come back.
Finally, tell me something good. I think sometimes when you watch the market go up and down, you can get a little bit fearful. But tell me what is good out there that you have seen that we can all really kind of hold on that hope for.
Just look at the rebound we've already had. COVID kind of shot us down. It was a big impact. Midland, Odessa, we got the double whammy with the oil economy. The market's pretty much already come back. So just that gives you hope, and knowing that no matter what happens, it's going to come back.
So maybe don't get too fearful when you
Yes.
watch the day-to-day news or the highs and the lows of it. Just kind of stay calm
Exactly.
and enjoy the ride.
Yes, exactly.
Thank you so much for sharing today. If anyone wanted to ask you anything, or if they had some questions after watching today, what's the best way to reach you?
So we have a website. It's www.raymondjames.com/Foreman Financial. You can also reach us at Foreman Financial, and our phone number is 432-620-9555. And you can also schedule any appointments or contact us through my email, which is heather.garvin@raymondjames.com.
Heather, thank you so much for sharing with us today. We appreciate
Thank
it, and
you.
I think you gave some great advice, and it's something for all of us to think about. So thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Coming up next, the Permian Basin is a beautiful area, but what makes it beautiful, of course, is the people. And each week we are taking you to one of our amazing towns to hear a story from one of the residents that has impacted their community. In this week's Heart of the Basin, we take you to the town of Big Spring. Population 28,162. Take a look.
Hi, I'm Jody Nix. I was born and raised right here in Big Spring, Texas, and I've lived here 68 years. I was born into a musical family, first and foremost. Praise God for the talent. Started at 8 years old with my dad, playing drums for him, played 25 years for him and with him, and after he passed away, I took the band, and I've been on my own for 35 years, and I love to play, love to keep the traditional music, country music alive, and dance music and good old Western swing, and I love to travel and play for people all over the country. At age 21, I got to record with the great Bob Wills in 1973 on the Bob Wills and the Texas Playboys for the Last Time album. And in 1989, me and my band played for Presidents George H.W. Bush for the Black Tie and Boots Ball in Washington, D.C. I've celebrated 60 years professionally in the music business in 2020, and looking forward to hopefully a few more.
Oh, I loved our time with Jody Nix. What a wonderful man. And we're so excited to announce that he will be on an upcoming Main Street Unplugged. So be on the lookout for that. It's going to be a great show. If you know someone who has an interesting story, and we believe everyone does, email me at basinlife@basinpbs.org. Well, with a few brief cool days here and there, you may be thinking, I am ready for winter, but is your home? Coming up next, a surprise guest who you will recognize will be here with some important home weatherizing tips. Plus, we'll get to meet this week's Celebrating Kids honoree. But first, here is another great quote to live by. Welcome back, everyone. I think kids are amazing, and I know you think your kids and grandkids are too, right? And that's why each week we are highlighting a young person right here in the Basin that is doing an outstanding job. Big or small, they are making a difference, and we want to celebrate them. Today, we are celebrating a wonderful young lady, Danielle Bryden. Now, Danielle is a senior at Trinity School, where she is a prefect. She's also a recipient of the Margaret and Charles Simmons Fine Arts Scholarship, a trustee scholar, has been involved in MOAS for 3 years, and dedicates many hours to speech and debate. Her current accomplishments include earning the Trinity Speech and Debate Award. She is a 2-time qualifier at the national level, and she has just earned both Premier Distinction and Academic All-American with NSDA, the National Speech and Debate Association. Now, Danielle loves theater and has been acting for 12 years. She is a 6-year member of MCT Pickwick Players and has been involved in over 23 productions, 8 at Trinity School, and she is fantastic. I hope you've seen her on the stage. She also volunteers for MCT's Theater School for elementary kids and the Midland Symphony Bells. Additionally, she's not busy enough, right? She's choreographed numerous intermediate school musicals at Trinity and St. Luke's UMC. Danielle also enjoys dance and is in her 14th year, 10 of which have been with Deanne's Dance Studio. She is also in her 7th year of competitive dance. She's a member of her church and her youth group where she volunteers for numerous activities, including the summer lunch program and the pumpkin patch. Sunday mornings, you will find her singing with the youth choir. And most recently, and just an outstanding accomplishment, Danielle was named a National Merit semifinalist and plans on attending college, majoring in either political science or psychology with the intention of attending law school. I know her parents are so proud, and we are too. That's why Danielle Bryden is this week's Celebrating Kids honoree. If your child, grandchild, niece, nephew, someone you know, it could just be a friend, should be recognized, all you have to do is email us. Remember, big or small, we want to celebrate it all. So here's the email address, basinlife@basinpbs.org, and we will showcase them as an upcoming Celebrating Kids story. I am so excited to share time with our next guest. You know him, you love him, you may remember him from our morning show days at CBS 7. Now he is the Director of Construction for ICA, Greg Morgan. Yay! I'm going to give you a round of applause. Greg is here. Greg,
It's good to be here.
It's so good to have you here, and I just want to say I know everyone is recognizing you from the CBS 7 days, and if you're not recognizing him, where were you?
Yeah,
we were there for 10
we're
years
under a
waiting
rock.
for, just kidding, we missed you. But we're glad you're here with us today. Greg, we're gonna give some tips today because of your knowledge with construction and homes. We wanna talk about what people should be doing right now to prep because the weather has gotten a little chillier in the mornings, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Right? So what do people need to be focusing on right now?
Well, especially because we've got into this age of COVID, and everybody went out and undertook a project over the summer, you know,
Right.
and so you've got all these things that have been done. So, you know, a couple of things you want to do, especially with the month of October rolling around. If you have any kind of landscaping, yard work that you've done, overseeding this time of year is a really good thing to do. You just need to make sure you get the seed in the ground and get it wet, get it watered in. Before the first freeze hits, give it enough time to germinate. So really October is a great month for that.
Okay.
Because a lot of the things that grow naturally out here, like the grassburrs and the stuff you don't want in your yard, they're not germinating right now. They don't like this cooler temperature, but the grass will germinate. So it'll fill in real nice right before the first freeze. It may die off for the winter and go dormant, but come spring, you'll have a really nice, thick, lush yard.
Good to
look
know.
Really good, yeah.
Oh, that's great. Okay, first good tip. All right, second one.
Second one, plumbing.
Yes.
Which goes hand in hand if you redid your irrigation system. You know, you probably have some exposed pipes, things like that. You just want to make sure you go through all those things. I know it doesn't get that cold around here that often, but
Right.
when it does, you know, we always see the run on the hardware stores, people buying up all the PVC pipe, trying to fix stuff. So you make sure you've insulated those pipes really well. Anything that's exposed to the outdoors and anything on an exterior wall, make sure you've got those pipes well insulated, especially if you've done any changes to anything throughout the course of the year.
Since you're talking about pipes, I have to have you say your favorite thing they used to tell me is to protect your 3 Ps.
Yeah.
Say it.
Yeah, your pets, pipes, and your plants.
I love that.
Yeah.
All right, good advice.
There you
All
go.
right. And the third thing.
The third thing, you know, a lot of people tie it to time change, but you know, especially we're getting ready to go into Halloween, then you got Christmas. We're going to put a dead tree, and we're going to surround it with a bunch of electrical items. It's probably a good idea to change the batteries in your smoke detectors. And make sure that you get those done. Some people do it with the time change. I always say anytime you're doing the fall decorations, whether it's Halloween or just getting ready for Thanksgiving, make sure you're taking care of those things as well.
All right, great advice. Greg, this has been so much fun. I have to ask you because one of the things I miss most about you is, besides you whipping and nay-naying on camera.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man, can you imagine what it'd be like
Those
now?
gnarly dance moves.
Those dance moves you used to give us all the time. But the other thing, I used to love your take on Punxsutawney Phil, and I know this was back in February, and I can't even remember what he said, if it was going to be a early winter, spring, whatever,
Yeah, I know.
whatever it was. What do you think our winter's going to look like this year?
I think probably about average on temperatures, maybe a little bit drier than normal is what I'm thinking right now.
Okay, interesting. All right. This was fun.
It was great.
We need
Yeah,
to do
it's good
it
to see
again,
you.
Greg. Thank you so much for being with us. I appreciate you.
Thank you for having me.
Of course, you can see Greg at the Music City Mall. He's the
Yeah.
assistant manager there and director of construction. I could not be happier for you. And I'm so glad that you were able to share some wonderful tips with all of us today. And promise me you'll come back.
Absolutely.
Yay. All right. Thank you so much, Greg. Coming up next, what good did you see this weekend? There is always good to be found. When we return, we will hear from your neighbors on the good things happening in your neighborhood. Stay with us. Well, I hope you have enjoyed today's show as much as we have, and we love spending this time with you. We hope you'll set your alarm, DVR, join us every Monday at 4:30 for Basin Life. And if you can't catch us, or if your friends or family are out of town and they missed the show and they'd like to catch it online, we will be posting it tomorrow on Basin PBS's Facebook page and also on our YouTube page. And please connect with me on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn at Krista Escamilla. I would love to hear your stories and share your stories on a future segment. Before we leave you, I, of course, want to spread positivity and spread joy, and I believe you can always look for the good in every situation. So today, we share Look for the Good.
Hi, my name is Merigildo. Call me JR Jr. All I can say that the good Lord has given me second chance in my life. Let me tell you, I had prostate cancer, and I feel good. I felt the good Lord in me, and so far it's been great. So there you go.
Oh, I love that. So many things to be thankful for. Thank you again for joining us. Remember to look for the good. And that's it. That's a wrap for today's show. Wow, half an hour goes by so fast. We do hope you will join us next week. And remember, if your kids or grandkids are visiting this week, we're going to show you a place that you need to take them next week that will raise your cool factor. Now it's time to send it over to my friend Becky Ferguson. And I love today's topic, Becky. Why go downtown? Looking forward to today's show. Thanks so much for joining us again. You make it a great day.